None of this exists without you believing it. You don't know this no motherfucking house. They told you that. You don't know this is an arm. They told you that. These are agreements. And the moment you believed it, you accepted it, so you agreed to it. Once you believed it, you agreed to it. The moment you decide to believe anything, you agree to it. You make an agreement with Satan. No truth has ever been spoken about your species, only gossip, slander, lies, gossip. You thought I was talking about gossiping about a nigga up the street. No. And then Satan he didn't just get you to buy into believing that you were not gods anymore and you were just mere mortals and humans. Then he gets you to buy into believing that you ain't shit personally. He all in your ear every day when you wake up. You ain't this. You ain't that. You can't do this. You can't do that. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You ugly. You stupid. You not tall enough. You not short enough. Your titties not perfect enough. These niggas will never want you if you ain't got no flat hips. I mean, no flat stomach with no perfect titties and no perfect ass. Got you out here taking ass shots. Who's gossiping in your soul? Satan and his minions. And every negative thought about you that's said to you, the moment you believe it, you agree to it. And you sign off on it with your soul. Anything spoken about you other than you being a god or a goddess, a supreme being that created all, non-ether, neuromelanin, carbonated, luminous being, descendants of supreme royalty, creators of the entire cosmos and everything within its realms. If it ain't that, and you believe it, you agree to it. Most of you will never get ahead because you have agreed to things with your soul. You believe you will die, so therefore you will. Because you agreed to that, and you are the ancient being, not them. And as an ancient being, whatever you think, whatever you say, thus it shall be. If I say you can jump and touch the moon, but you say you can't, and you believe it, you're right. You can't. Because you believe that. You accepted that lie from Satan to your spirit. So now you have agreed to it and signed off on it with your soul, and therefore, thus it shall be. But the key was always in your motherfucking hand. Don't you fucking forget it. Now, what do you want to believe? What do you choose to believe? What do you choose to create? You create your own reality. It was people believed that I would be sitting in jail doing life right now. That's what they believed. That was their reality. But their reality didn't affect my reality because I believe and saw differently. And thus it shall be. I didn't agree to that. I don't accept gossip. I don't feed into it. I don't agree to that. If you tell me I'm anything other than a God, I'll never agree to that. If you tell me I'm not great, I'll never agree to that. If you tell me I'm not the father of everything living outside of these supreme goddesses, I'll never agree to that. You tell me that I'm going to die one day when I know that I was never born, I'm not going to agree with that. You tell me that this is Earth and not planet Kai, aka Tiamat, I'll never agree to that. I'm the ancient being. It don't matter what y'all think. It only matters what I think. Because I am the one that have to live with my thoughts, not you. And your thoughts is your reality. See, you think we all live in the same life, but we are not. We are simply just all crossing paths. We don't experience things the same. Like I always say, you could bring 100 people, it's 800 people on live. I can get into a full fist fight right now, and the police pull all y'all to the side one by one and ask y'all what happened. Y'all gonna tell 800 different stories, even though y'all all sat there and witnessed it at the same exact time. Y'all not gonna tell 800 different stories because y'all trying to. You're gonna tell a different story because y'all are different souls, so you perceived it differently. That's why the telephone game never really worked. See, they weren't giving you the true metaphysic meaning behind the telephone game. Remember when we was kids and you would play the telephone game in class and they tried to use it just to show you how people lie and they change messages? That was really the opposite of that. That was to show you the way the universe works in perspective. Yeah, you got some people that played the game and they would change the message on purpose, but a lot of times the message got changed because people just perceive and receive things differently. Y'all remember that game? A lot of the 21 and under, I don't know if y'all playing that no more, but when we was kids, we played that game. In class, the telephone game. Teacher whispered to one student and try to have it go around the whole class to see if it come back the same message. And then when they get to the last person, teacher asks that person to stand up and say the message. And they say, the teacher start off there with this message. We going on the field trip next Monday. And it'll go around to every 30 kids in the class. And when it gets to that last kid, the teacher will say, now stand up, John, and let us know what the message was. The original message was, we're going on the field trip next week. John stand up and be like, Katrina don't like Patrice, and they gonna fight next week. What? The teacher said that we going on a field trip next week. It went around the whole circle. There's 30 kids in the class. By the time we get to the last kid, the whole message that went from we going on a field trip next week to Katrina don't like Patrice, and they supposed to be fighting next week. Where did that go? How did we get here? Right? But that's because perspective. It's different. Because you are the ancient being. That's what that game was really showing you. You the ancient being. Perspective is different. And it's only what you believe you agree to. You feel me? You perceive it differently. So yeah, the teacher said, we going on the field trip next week. But somehow along the way, that turned into Katrina does not like Patrice, and they supposed to be fighting next week. But do you see how the essence of the truth was still in that lie? We know something going on next week. But we ain't got Katrina and Patrice into it now. We ain't mentioned them. That teacher ain't saying nothing about no Katrina and Patrice. And the sad thing is Katrina and Patrice was a part of the circle of the original 30 people that the message went through. How did we get here? How does this message pass Katrina and Patrice without them not even knowing about the message? So it had to get changed after it passed them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, that shit used to always blow our mind as kids. Because we never could win the game. The teacher would be like, listen, if y'all get it right this time, I'm going to do this. Nigga, we got taffy apples on the line. Teacher would be like, hey, if the message comes back right, I'm buying Dunkin' Donuts and taffy apples for everybody. Because see, back then, teachers was think, nigga, y'all ass was cheap as shit. And now that I think back, they used to come in with that box of donuts on certain days, and you be happy as fuck as a kid. Like, oh, the teacher bought some donuts. I know they for us because she don't ever bring no box in. So you know they for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, or whoever, or you want a taffy apple, because the taffy apple was a lot of fucking money back then. $1.50 damn near for a taffy apple, nigga. So she talking about giving them bitches away. Oh, it's intense in this game of telephone. Nigga, we need this message to come back right. It's taffy apples and Dunkin' Donuts on the line. Oh, nigga, we need this to come. We never won. We never won, nigga. Ever. Because the message just would never get back the same. No matter what the reward was. Nigga, she said she was going to pass the whole class one time. Nigga, we still failed. Nigga, like, everybody get this right. I'll pass everybody on the next science project. And niggas still got it wrong. And as a result, everybody had to do their own homework for the fucking science. Like, it never fails. Because Perspective is different. All the motivation we need to get the damn message right. And niggas still, somehow, the message went from we going on the field trip next week to Katrina that's not like Patrice. And they supposed to be fighting next week. How did we get there? So, you know how we got there? Ancient beings. Different perspectives. Soul contracts. We traverse this realm on completely different minds.